Hello everybody, we're working on this shadow box, and what we're doing today is we got this part of the shadow box is built. This part right here is built. So where we're at right now is, and that's the part that goes against the wall. And the doors go on it like this right here. Door there, and the other door goes right here like this. Now what we're trying to do is, these go on here like this, and like this. It's this magnet right here. Take a good look at the magnet. I want to fit the magnet in right here between the doors. And I want it so that there's an opposing magnet on each side of the door that comes in contact with this magnet so that it holds the door shut. So what I want to do is I'll take and put a strip of wood on right here, but not a real thick strip of wood. And then I want to attach the magnet to the wood right here. And then right in here and in here I want to put two little opposing magnets. So it'll, not magnets, but two little pieces of metal right here and here that are attracted to each side of this magnet that fits right here like that. So that's the next stage that we're doing right now. Okay, you recognize what this is? Of course, these are a couple nails. I'll take them off with a piece of tin. Tin is very attractive to magnetism. So piece of tin, take the tin snips, and with these tin snips it's just about like cutting paper, very similar. Look, see how thick our door is here, roughly. It's a ½ inch we got to play with there along that section. So ½ inch would be right there. One strip. Two strips, ½ inch long. Real quick, let's just pound these flat. Bring the camera around this way. And down here. There we go. There, now they're nice and flat. Trim them up. Get two nice thin steel plates that we can use. It'll be attracted to the two sides of the magnet. Now what we're going to do is, we've got some 5-minute epoxy. Take and mix a little bit up like this. My stick broke. You got to mix it thoroughly. Now I'll put it on the surfaces where I want the steel plates to go. It's amazing how strong epoxy is, and it'll hold many different materials, like it'll hold steel to wood, things that normally wouldn't bond. Amazing how strong it is. So we got these two little plates. Put one in there like that. And we put the next one in there like that. Those two little plates are what's going to hold the. They're what's going to hold the door to the magnet securely. So now what we need to do is we need to weight them down somehow. So real quick, I'll run here and get a weight to sit on it. Let's try this weight right here. How well that's sitting on there. Let's try it this way. So that's awful cold. It's a problem with epoxy. If epoxy's cold, it'll never set. I didn't have a hair dryer right now. Might be the ticket. Let's think for a second. I think I'll squeeze out a little bit more epoxy here. I think I'll put them into a bed of epoxy. And I think I'll sit them down in front of the stove and cure them using the heat from the stove. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'll mix up a little bit more epoxy. And we're going to squeeze on a little bit like a little bed of epoxy on top and around them. And we're going to take them over to the stove. I'm going to use a stove as a curing mechanism for this epoxy, because epoxy, see, cures with heat. Now, I don't want to cook it, but I want to give it enough heat where that's going to cure it. So that's what we're going to do right now. Okay, we glued that centerpiece in, and now we're going to glue that magnet down to that spot right there. Use epoxy again. Got the spot marked. We'll embed the magnet here into the epoxy. Set a weight on top of it just for a little bit. Oops, I forgot. That magnet grabbed that weight. I'll do it this way. Careful. Try and position it right. There, and I'll let that set for a little while. That should be okay. So we've got the magnet on top of the, we got a piece of metal on top of the magnet holding the magnet down while the epoxy hardens, and the magnet is glued to that center strip now. So on the next stage we got to do is put the hinges on these doors, and then we got to put the piece of masonite on the back of here, and then I'm going to put a little bit of lattice work on here. So that's what we're going with it right now. Okay, we've glued the magnet down, and now we've put this piece in right here. This is the piece you screw it to the wall with. That's the piece that the screws go in to hold it to the wall, and that's like a backbone that holds it in place. So next the piece of masonite goes on. Okay, we put a back on it out of masonite, and the magnet's glued down and everything. See, now it has a back. And so now we're going to check the door placement to the magnets. That's the next step. Okay, so what we're going to do is we've checked the door placements to the magnets. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put on some sort of little lattice work up at the top, and that'll be our next step. Now we've mounted the doors on it, and we're going to put the lattice work on it, and then we're going to do some more painting. And when we do the painting, we're going to do that in time lapse. So we just got the lattice work to do, and then we're going to get ready to do some painting on it. So that's the next segment.